Hey, it's Ice Age TV. What are we doing now, right? Decisions. Think about if you're me, what do you drive today? I mean, do you drive the brand new Coyote truck, the Challenger, the GT500, maybe the other GT500, the four-wheeler? Yeah, right. No, the Maverick. Didn't I have two Mavericks here about a week ago? Or do I drive the Raptor? Or do I drive the 4Runner? Or do I drive the Charger? Or do I drive the Ram? Or do I drive the Dually? Or do I drive the Mustang? What do I do? Or I drive the GOAT. The greatest of all time? Is this the greatest of all time SUVs? I mean, is it? I mean, truly? As I sit outside and get all dirty on me. Yeah. I've been ignoring it. Even my little, my Cooney guy. Yeah. So it's going to drive the Bronco today because that Coyote truck, it's badass, but it bounces the hell out of you. Yeah, I'm not lying. It's it's cool, but it's bouncy. So I'm going to drive the Raptor. Plus, I really want to take this down to Tennessee. I'm trying to get my, it just doesn't end with technology. Plus, I want to, look at this here. It's like, just go away. Just go away. What's going on? So this thing has how many miles? 829 miles. And it just drives you nuts. Technology. How this thing won't connect to my phone. Where I'm going to have to literally plug it in to the charger. See, it's supposed to be wireless. And will it do it? It just won't do it. So I have to sit here, plug it in the old way, and just forget it. Yep, there it is. It just doesn't end. You know, just so aggravating. The technology. Half time it works, half time it doesn't, or maybe it does. But anyways, so my thoughts are that I'll drive the Raptor today. You know, it's just so damn comfortable. I mean, that I really got to get 1,000 miles. I got to put a brake. I got to put a brake controller in this thing right here. So that's my next project. It's freezing cold out. Need to get diesel fuel for my shop to heat the shop. I'm out of diesel fuel. Yes, listen to me talk about the diesel fuel challenges, and you know, it's all about time. It just doesn't end. You know, I live behind the wheel of a car. Have you guys noticed that? I mean, sincerely, have you noticed that every day you see me? Am I behind the wheel of a car? Yes, every day of my life, I'm on the road. Every day of my life. Every day. Yeah. So, you know, so then it's projects back at the home and blah. You know, back years ago, and you just have no idea how many years. All I did, I mean, people see me now. Oh, he goes out and buys a car, does this, does that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right, sure, You didn't know me so many years ago, and I was always gone. But anyways, let's try to get the 1,000-mile hit on the vehicle here. And boy, this thing's like a Cadillac compared to that truck. And I got the heated seat. See, it's the heated seat here. And I mean, this thing just soaks up the bumps. That truck's fun, but it is choppy. I mean, it just bounces you. It bounces you. Yeah, definitely more than my Super Snake. That I've kind of had it and driven around. Yeah, that truck's more fun with the exhaust note, a little more free-spirited, naturally aspirated motor. I think it's a really good-looking truck, but definitely bouncier. It is. After kind of just driving around that truck. I mean, it's like, yeah. So what I get myself into, and the kid hasn't driven it yet, but I think once the kid drives it, she's going to be like, Dad. But she kind of knows, too, that there's kind of a fine line there. She kind of knows that's Dad's truck. We'll see. I don't know. I think that truck, when she drives it, I really think she's going to drive it. Yeah, I mean, I think she's going to be like, can I drive it to school today, Dad? Yeah. Can I drive it to the gym, Dad? Yeah. Can I drive it to the horseback riding? Yeah. We get this thing in sport. A lot of traffic here on the road, so I'm going to have to sit it out for a minute without pulling out in front of everybody on the busy road I live here. I just thought that I'd change up the ride today, and I just would have a little fun back there. That, anybody watching my YouTube channel, like, boy, life's rough. That's been a running joke for me with friends that I have and others that know me. That, okay, what vehicle are you driving today? It's like you could borderline drive a different vehicle every day of the month. Yeah, at one point I'm not embellishing. I was about at that number. I could drive a different vehicle every day of the month. Yeah. Now I got this thing in sport mode. See, now this thing here, V6 twin turbo, kind of getting in radical. But that's what I was saying earlier, is that the Coyote truck's a 400 horsepower motor, but it feels more than that. Hey, it's cold up here. So this is really, it's a 41-degree day, but it's that crisp, cold air. And there's wind. So, like, the winter season is here. And, do we take the motorcycles? We already have motorcycles down in Tennessee. But do we ride in Tennessee? Yeah, I mean, for me, I get that CVO Limited. It's got a heated seat, heated grips, full fairing, full lowers. So for me, if I'm dressed respectively, it's not bad. You're not like it is on an open bike. With an open bike, oh man, it's like brrr, because there's no wind protection. You're just you are the sail of the bike. So yeah, that's debatable. I'll have to start looking at the weather for next week, because right now I don't know if I'll take the trailer down if the weather's supposed to be lousy. Decisions, but I got to get motivated to do this truck here with the brake control. So look at this here. What I'm doing here. So this is interesting. Oh, you're setting up for Christmas trees. Just beyond believable, man. The season was like, the year is over. Wow. Life. They say life is but a vapor. Tell you what, as you get older in life, I'm just telling you that the clock just seems to move faster. Yeah, the clock never stops. Whether you're dead or alive, it doesn't stop. Yeah, this morning, the green agenda. I tell you, there's so much to the green agenda going on right now that I think that, just like myself, I just didn't really, it's not really talked about a lot. See, that's what's it is talked about, but at the same time, that kind of, when somebody doesn't talk about something, what's the underlying goal? Kind of to be secretly doing things they don't want you to know you're doing. I mean, here's General Motors this morning on news saying they're going full-blown electric. It's all happening. I mean, there's no stopping it. There's so many people I know that want nothing to do with electric vehicles, but it's like, but you're not going to change it. It's not going to change. You can be mad. You can be kicking and screaming. Doesn't matter. The green agenda is happening. The amount of money that's being spent right now for the infrastructure of battery manufacturing plants, charging stations that are being installed as I drive down the road every day by the thousands. The chip, the semiconductor chip is manufacturing's coming to this country. They're allocating money through the Inflation Act bill that they have to create more jobs here and to hopefully not run into the same semiconductor challenges before. It's like, yeah, right, like we don't know how we're going to play out the future, right? I mean, sincerely, you really think mankind knows how that's all going to play out? There's no way. It's mankind. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, mankind seems to think that he knows how everything plays out, but I can still remember back in 2006, 7, 8, I remember that they were saying that the hurricane season down in Florida, the whole Gulf area, it was going to be just rampant, like 40 hurricanes a year. I mean, you have no idea the language at my age in life, and that's a challenge. Somebody who watches my channel is younger. I mean, I can relate with them because I've been young in my life. And like, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's this guy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just speaking off the tip of my tongue that I can only imagine that some people would be like, yeah, he's far-fetched, blah, blah, blah. But I've been around long enough to hear the stories that never play out or that are told by supposedly very smart people, right? Very smart people. Smart, right? And they start telling you how everything starts to play out. So I think that's just the resistance that you're feeling so much. I mean, I know one thing. Elon Musk definitely read that the Green Deal book from Thomas Freeman or whatever his name was in 2007. And there's no doubt in my mind he read that book, because that book talks about the wealth that'll be created by the green agenda. Yes, the wealth. There's something that's not even really talked about, but yes, the green agenda it's all about total, wealth as well. Not only the hardships. And so for Elon Musk, I guarantee he read that book and thought, yeah, right, I can start an electric vehicle company and I'm going to be rewarded like never ever seen, which he has been. I mean, beyond believable what Tesla's value is to the market penetration to other automotive industry executives. And I mean, if you're Toyota, can you actually believe that Tesla was worth $1 billion at one time? Yeah, right. I'm with you, man. You'd be like, yeah, I mean, even for me, when I say that trillion, see that? I can't even say the numbers right. It's that beyond believable that, we're not talking billions now, we're talking trillions. It's getting bright in here. It changes the look here. What do you think? It's just crazy. And how last night I posted a video of me putting this tailgater on the back of this Bronco truck. And it's really nice. I really do like it. And then this person posts. What's interesting is in these car forums, it's so, I'm in the GT500, the Bronco, the Dodge forum. I'm in all these different forums, and you have the separation. So like in the Ford Mustang forum, you have the GT500 exclusive forum. I mean, that's kind of where all the GT500 people hang out. But every now and then, the non-GT500 person hangs out. And then they start making claims and statements, which irks other GT500, people. And it comes to like, what are you doing in this forum? You don't even have any. So what I'm saying to you is, there's a gentleman on the forum that last week posted this tailgater, and there's another rear tailgate assembly that you can buy for the Bronco. There's 2 or 3 different styles. And so, yeah, that did me a favor. I decided to go ahead and order the tailgater from Northridge 4x4 out of like Washington State on the West Coast. And so nobody really posted a video on how to put it in. Listen to this thing. You hear this thing going, rev matching? Look at this traffic. I mean, where is the gloom and economy? I mean, sincerely, the roads around us up here, they're just always tons of trucks, tons of things going on. The YouTubers that post every day their channel, the country's going to the ground and everything's come to an end. Keep on watching it, right? So anyways, the whole point is I put that video out there, and I think I did a pretty good job. And sure enough, some guy then posts, but by the way, you can actually get a pull-out tray for your Bronco, which you don't even need that thing that you put on. Well, yeah, it wouldn't work in my setup because I already have a box. I already have a drawer that I can keep all my parts and equipment, tools in that I can pull out, which is really nice. So for me, that application wouldn't work. But the whole point is, we're all focused on the rear tailgate, which I give the guy credit. He's like, well, yeah, but Ford now offers a factory. Listen to this thing. You hearing this thing? Oh my gosh, I gotta get fuel. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, the projects, right? Yeah, I gotta turn around and get gas. But it's alright. So anyways, so now he's showing this pull-out drawer, tray. A pull-out, like, flat surface tray that pulls in and out of your Bronco, so you can push it in and it's not in your way, or pull it out, and there's your work table area, like the thing that I showed. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. But how does this all work? So then I go into the forum, and I see in the forum that somebody's posted this, but it's actually a factory ordered option. I don't know if you can actually buy this as an accessory. I can't find it. So it's a $600 upgrade on your order from Ford when you order the truck, but apparently it only came available like this past spring, way after I had ordered my trucks, my Broncos. So, but then it shows in fine print, it excludes certain model Broncos. So now I posted back in the forum to the guy, I said, I know this sounds rude, but you're in the Braptor forum posting this thing, but the disclaimer says it doesn't fit our style truck. And I said, like, can you help us out? So anyways, it's now, I have no idea. I don't know. Nobody in the forum has really given a correct answer now of this person showed this work table, but can you actually put it in a Braptor? This just stuff goes on all the time. I mean, it goes on all the time, and you hear these car forums where people make comments. That's why it's the running joke. It is something, it's a running joke. Oh, you heard it on the internet. But yet, all of us read some news article, and we come to closure that that's the gospel. Yeah, I mean, just like me, when I'm reading information that I relay to you, even for me, I'm thinking, how much is this factual? How much is this not twisted to, come to closure of what makes sense? That's why the green agenda, for me, I'm just getting more abreast to what's going on more than ever in my lifetime. And I'm just starting to realize more than ever in my lifetime, the green agenda machine it's already happening. And yeah, is it going to be stopped? I can't see it. There's too many major corporations that are going that way. I just can't see how you're gonna have a different sitting president come into office in the next 2 years, 3 years, and that individual is going to be able to just, take the country in a whole different direction away from this EV battery thing when the money's already being spent and the infrastructure is being built. So for me, anybody who thinks you're going to elect the next sitting president that's going to, bend and change the rules, it's going to be very challenging. I think that you could clean up some of the rules. I think you could, make it, I don't know. I mean, there's so much information. Are we just like over-informed? Is that what's going on? Is that what's happening in our society? It's too much information. But at the same time, there's so much information out there that people don't even pay attention to or read. They don't want to. They're just happy in their own world. I get all that too. Gotta go to the bank. Well, I'll tell you one thing I learned yesterday, that truck turning radius is not that great. Yeah, it's got the bigger wheel and tire package on it. And so, man, yesterday I went to go make a hard turn coming out of a parking lot, and I was like, wow, this thing is, that thing's radius is like, not that great. So now time to go get some gas and get some, what they say? They say you can put 87 octane in this vehicle. It says in the manual. I mean, and there's actually a borderline, isn't an argument, but it's another thing in the forum. As I say, again, these forums and the information can just go so south. Yeah, and that's what I think more than ever. You read so much information today, it's like you can't come to closure what makes sense. Just like the economy right now, sincerely. It's so easy as pea brains to think that the world's coming to an end. I mean, that's just kind of how we are as people. We get caught up and think we know the answers, but we don't know the answers. And we think that what we see is what it really is, but it really ain't. Yeah, I mean, and the thing for me is it's very difficult in the market that I live and work in to really see what's kind of going on, because it's the government-based income. It's everybody that works around here has government-related jobs. The government, so you work for the government, or you work for a company that works for the government, or whatever, or you're doing business for a company that has government contracts and work, and the list goes on and on and on. And so what that creates is you just have an incredible, more stable generating money of income. Like Costco place here, it's a gold mine. And I asked the guys that work at these, I have friends that work here, and I asked them, I was like, have you guys seen a slowdown? They're like, nope. And I'm like, really? Like, no, we're not slowing down. Even during the pandemic. I mean, for the most part. They're like, yeah, not really. So, I mean, Costco, just in my own neighborhood, they ain't hurting by any means. right now it's the race to get gas. How many cars pull into Costco? One car? Some days I come here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the cars are going in for gas because they have the cheapest gas around. 2, 3. Number 4. This is, I talk about my conversations. That this here, so there's 353 or 382. That this gas station is probably about 1.5 million, probably 1.5 million gallons a month of gas sales. Okay, so think that through. 1.5 million gallons. At 50 cents a gallon gas tax, that's $750,000 in tax revenue in 1 month, in one gas station. So that's what I say to myself all the time. When this all disappears and it's all electric vehicles, just one gas station, where's the tax money coming from? I mean, so it's a double-edged sword where the government, on one hand, wants to, obliterate the fossil fuel industry, but at the same time, they use this money by the billions of dollars a year to keep the infrastructure of this country. So, so it's the same old conversation. Anybody that's on the fence thinking their electric vehicles will save them all this money, long term it won't, because the guidelines and laws will be changed to make it where you have to pay a lot of money to drive an electric vehicle down the road. With all the dynamics. But once again, you're projecting the future, and who the heck knows? Here says one guy here this just makes no sense. Okay. When you come to these gas stations, like last time I was here, a guy was in that summer truck. He double parks, and then I got to sit here and wait for him to finish his routine. And it just made no sense why he did that. But all right, let me get some fuel. Is it no lead or premium? Oh, fighting a frickin' Apple Play. It's just, this truck has an attitude today. I'm not lying. The car has an attitude. I can't get this damn thing to connect to my Apple Play for my Waze. It's just ridiculous. It just goes on all the time. Yeah, so I bought the regular no lead. I got to thinking, this vehicle could be driven worldwide, right? I mean, hello. So if you're in countries with crapola gasoline, what are you going to do? So did Ford intentionally design this engine to be able to just take the bare minimum fuel? I mean, is that really what kind of happened? If you think it through, I would have to say yes. I mean, so does the 87 octane really make a big difference? I don't know. I just put it in the truck, and let's see if my fuel mileage stays about the same. Does my performance stay the same? I don't know. And one gentleman just reached out to me after me talking about the green agenda stuff, and he's right. He brought up on how your Coyote truck is like a 4,500 pound truck. This truck, he says, is 5,750. I haven't even looked up the weights. So there's 1,000 plus pounds, at least, probably 1,300 pound difference, plus these big ass tires and wheels. So think it through. The Coyote truck is 400 horsepower. This thing has like 418 horsepower. The biggest difference on this is on the torque. Does this thing have like 500 foot-pounds of torque? I'm not even sure on that. I'd have to look it up. But, yeah, so, right. So that Coyote truck to me seems pretty fast and nimble because the truck, is so much lighter than this. Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's 2 doors. So, for the fun factor and the amount of power to that truck, it's plenty. I mean, if you're really going to track the truck and all the other stuff, famous last words, right? As I, go out and put a supercharger. I'm not doing it. It's too much money. That's my challenge. If I didn't have a ton of cars, I could do a lot of serious modding of a lot of vehicles. But, I just have too many damn cars. It starts to add up. Just too much money. And then as I talk about all the time, if then I get the itch to sell it and get something else, it's just a total waste of money. Look at that Ford Shelby Silver Snake. That was a $94,000 truck. Then in the end, I got $80,000 for it. And barely that. The selling Coons Ford Sterling didn't even. The selling Shelby State dealer. I'm not lying to you. There's a nice little Corvette. Striped out package on it. Pretty cool. That's the right flare right there. Looks good. So, the selling dealer that's a Shelby certified dealer, even they were throwing numbers like 75 grand for that truck. Yeah. Beyond believable. That's why I dumped it. This is a waste of time here. Now, yeah, if I'm the guy that keeps something forever, sure, but I'm not. As you watch my channel, that's the challenge. Yeah, and then another gentleman just reached out for reading my Green Agenda, video. Yeah, I mean, he hit on the head. Mitch McConnell, he's in power. His wife is Chinese, and she's in with the Chinese. So there's no doubt in my mind that she has a company that does transactions with the Chinese for shipping and stuff like that. So, Mitch McConnell, he loves the Chinese relationship. Like I said, really interesting. Ever since Trump left the office, where's the China aggression against this country like it was with Trump that was trying to shut down, with all the tariff stuff? Oh, to communicate and work with me. Jeez, I tell you, man, I just live on the road. So that Waze is a lifesaver because it shows so many things are going on. And in this area, it's just never-ending car crashes, road construction, doesn't end. So having the Waze, that was huge. Ford was one of the first to allow Waze on their navigation. As far as I know, I could be sure that the Ford engineers back in 2017 were one of the first automotive manufacturers to allow Waze to convert onto your navigation screen. I'm amazed that it just isn't the real platform. I mean, I get it's all about money. They just, manufacturers are like, you can just Bluetooth to your screen now, whatever freaking app you have, and you figure it out. We don't want to be part of the royalty sharing payment program, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so, which I just really love. Such a great feature. That was one of the things that drove me to Ford. There's so many things that back in 2017-18 that I converted away from Ram was the Ford had the Waze capability, Ford had massaging seats, and Ford had the adaptive cruise. So those were things right there just to myself that really had me kind of go in the Ford direction. Plus, I really liked the sharp lines of the Ford truck. I was just kind of getting tired of that more rounded look of the Rams, even though now, what do I have the Rams? I mean, in hindsight now, yeah, why'd I buy all those? Yeah, right. Like, I'm going to keep it simple, right? Yeah, where's the black truck? Yeah, the Fiasco. Yeah, the Fiasco, yeah. The blind leading the blind. It's called the dad and father relationship. Yeah, it's talking about the father gets motivated to do something based on the kid. Yeah, as you get older in life, it's like, no, you don't understand. You do not understand. You're on this page and wanting this and that, but it's like, in the end, it's a fiasco. Yeah, who knows these stories? Oh my gosh. There's a guy. This is classic. You gotta see that. Guy, you can't even see that guy in that Ford truck over there. He just went 3 lanes right in front of us. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. Yeah, you just about went 3 lanes further, dude. Yeah, so up here, it's extremely busy. And now we're getting to holiday season. These roads up here will be packed. The shopping centers will be packed. Roads will be packed. Car dealerships will be selling. I mean, I don't know. YouTubers getting all this information that everything's over. I mean, I keep on hearing Carvana's done, right? That's what I keep on hearing. Oh, the traffic here just doesn't end. Yeah, I just had to go down the back road just to get on this road to avoid all that right there. See that? I can remember here's a big old cone. That's not something you want to hit in a low-profile vehicle or a motorcycle. I remember back to 80s. I remember 85, 86, 87, 88. This Beltway was no different. Just locked down all the time. I mean, 40 years. 40 years. Nothing has changed. Just incredible, too, on how this area, there's a 30% reduction of traffic. Less people go to work. They remotely work from home. So this area, you can only imagine what this area is like. Prior to the pandemic, ridiculous. God, ridiculous. Just incredible. I just heard at Costco, one of my guys, friends of mine works there, he claims that Buffalo is supposed to get 4 foot of snow this weekend. Is anybody hearing this? 4 feet. Now, Farmer's Almanac saying this northeast area is going to get slammed. And this is going to be a cold, wet, snowy winter. Yeah, I mean, Farmer's Almanac's usually pretty close, pretty good on, believing in whatever their rituals they've done. So now we're on the racetrack. So this is the Beltway. It's 55 mile an hour Beltway, right? Who's doing that? Right? How fast is that guy going? I mean, that guy came out of nowhere. So he's trying to race around me. That guy's trying to race around me. It's a racetrack. And that's what I talk about all the time. You're an individual who gets pulled over for a speeding ticket in this area. Whoo! That guy just about had a nice little new bumper in his rear end. Yeah, so in this area here, it's just so maddening that you get pulled over for speeding when the Beltway speeds. You're like, this is the Beltway speeds. If nobody drives 55, I mean, the person who drives 55, they create the havoc. I mean, they literally create the challenge. So, yeah. But anyways, to move the Buffalo game to Detroit because of how much snow's coming. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. The last few winters have been really nothing for us. I mean, I'll take that, but oh my gosh, it's around here, this area, it just isn't designed for the huge winters. This area doesn't have the infrastructure. This area's not like New York and the northern areas. Well, this guy here, he just did this. Nobody else that rides around in a car all day will say the same thing. It's just befuddling how people maneuver around. But this area is just not designed like New York. The northern states, they have consistent snows more than us down here in the DC area, so they're more prepared to manage it. So they spend the money and infrastructure to manage it. This area down here, even the last 2 winters, it hasn't been much of anything. So we just don't have the consistency. What was it, last year on Route 95? It turned into an ice skating rink because they didn't prep the roads. Anybody remember that? Yeah, this Braptor, this thing is just so smooth. I mean, it is just so comfortable. It's just warm, comfortable. It isn't real noisy. I mean, this truck, and sincerely, this is just like a whole different truck from my other Bronco. Even though when I say that, I even think you're full of baloney. But no, the ride, the noise, I mean, it really is a different ride vehicle. And even I was like, why do I want to do this? Right? Yeah, why don't you go back and buy your old Bronco? Don't get me going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, I probably would, knowing me. Well, now they took the exhaust off. They had to put it back to factory. That sucks. Oh, they found my spare tire for my other truck. I don't know if for the new Coyote truck that I picked up, that I've named Coyote, apparently found a spare tire for it. So that's cool because I really want to sell the 4 wheels and tires. And for me, I already know. And tell the guy he's selling 3 tires. And he's like, no, I need 4. So I'm glad they found that. And like I said, I think somebody just kicked it in the corner and didn't think much more about it. To the other factor of the Beltway is we have the Braptor, the Braptor Coyote, Green Day, Green Agenda conversations. Traffic. Just doesn't end, man. That's why I'm just so puzzled. When I'm out and about driving around, I mean, it just seems some days like the roads are just packed. And then you just hear this. I mean, I'm no different than anybody else. My gut instinct is this country's gonna hit the wall. But, a huge but. And these roads, easier to get around these roads, it's be unbelievable. Always construction. If you don't know these roads, you're gonna be driving around circles. Oh, the adventures continue. Wow, I tell you what, I've been around this area, most of my adult life, and it's really just incredible how the demographics are so changing in the inner Beltway area that used to be just very prominent, wealthy, astute people that dominate these neighborhoods. And now more than ever, I mean, it's really sad. I just am witnessing myself and business I do with business owners that, the riffraff have moved in. It's just incredible. Even the business owners will say the same thing. The demographics of their whole neighborhood, that when they first started doing business there like 20 years ago, it's all changed. And sadly now it's just the crime. Just beyond believable what politicians in this country are doing to this country. And people elect them. It's just beyond believable that we have sitting politicians that people support, that totally support just the lawless, the lawless neighborhoods, lawless cities. It just makes no sense why individuals vote people in that support this. I mean, just beyond believable. Yeah, so I'm still in the Bronco, Braptor, and she's got 87 octane in her, and she's doing fine for me. I mean, she's fine. She gets up and hauls butt. Fuel mileage, I don't know. Kind of been driving this every day lately because I've had other projects going on. Yeah, right. And I don't know. Does the fuel economy really change? And is when I drive around, what I'm noticing here, you see stations with no fuel. Yeah. And it's because the refinery. Yeah. I mean, there's little things happening out there. You're just not really hearing about it. So it's going to be interesting. And, for me, I hope I'm wrong. I mean, sincerely, I hope I am so wrong about this first quarter of next year that gas prices go back through the roof and you start seeing pockets. See, what I think is going to happen is you're going to have certain gas stations that have fuel and certain gas stations that don't have fuel. Then the ones that had fuel, they won't have fuel, but the ones that didn't have fuel had fuel. So I think it's just going to be it's just going to be an interesting time of you just always thinking your local gas station always has every grade fuel. I think you're going to run into is they don't. They only have one grade of fuel. And then some time passes, and then they have all the fuel back, and then time passes, and they don't have the fuel. And what I'm hearing from business owners more than ever is they can kind of charge what they want, and people will just pay it. Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. The virus, the pandemic, I think the pandemic was just really, it was a body virus, but I think it was a virus that's now carried over into the whole economy of the country and the world. Yeah, it's a virus. I truly believe that it's just a really bad virus that has spread. That's, destroying businesses, destroying people's incomes. So, you don't really hear much about the pandemic. You just hear the constant chitter chatter of, the inflation and, the supply chain issues and the labor issues. But I think it's more that the pandemic was just the beginning of a much more critical effect to our world economies, that the virus is still here. Yeah, the virus still is here, but I think the virus of the sickness has just gone all full blown into every aspect of life, from business to well-being to social justice, to so many things of the dynamics that are changing right in front of us. The attitudes, what are people's attitudes? And the political parties are just true division, just more than ever, I think. I know political parties have been fighting among themselves for years and years. That's nothing new, but it just seems to be more than ever just radical divisions. And sadly, what goes with that is we have truly a division, of our country more than ever. It's just what people think's acceptable. People have lowered their standards. And the law, I think the LEO, they're pretty much been so beat up and tarnished. Their position is, let the neighborhoods just take care of themselves. No doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that in these inner cities and bad neighborhoods, the LEO's like, let each other just kill each other. Why do I want to be involved in this? Why do I want to be involved in, me being the bad guy? Because I go in and try to resolve problems in a neighborhood that can just resolve it on its own. But the problem with that is it creates a lawless environment where just, innocent people get caught up in this violent neighborhoods. Yeah, where people, and then it creates where these just lawless citizens, they can just go and do whatever they want to people and they'll get away with it. That's the downside of it. So the police kind of take the position that, I don't want to be part of the riffraff, because it's the riffraff, and then if I do anything, I'm called out as the bad guy. So that's the underlying message that the police are saying amongst themselves, but it creates the whole other atmosphere too. And I'm sure some police are like, well, if it's that bad, just leave. Just don't go there. Just don't be in that part of town. That's what happens. Oh, the Braptor, hauling butt, overcast day, 42 degrees. Can't get over how I haven't really been following the weather and watching the news and how there's a major, blizzard coming to New York for the Thanksgiving travel week. Anybody up north, that's going to be pretty significant, if you know what I mean. At 904 miles. The goal was 1,000 miles in the truck. Then I feel confident that I can tow with it. Yeah, what are you going to tow? Your snowmobiles? Snowmobiles, right? Yeah, it's interesting. I never owned a snowmobile, but I've never lived in the right environment to have that snowmobile, even though I know people that live down this area that have properties up in the further north that have owned snowmobiles, go snowmobiling. That's a cold sport, man. You gotta have all your gear. That's just brr. No thanks. I'll pass. Yeah, think about this. I bought this Bronco Braptor Wednesday night, if I remember right. Can't even keep track, but so I basically got it about a week ago. And look, every day. It's got 904 miles on it. So for me, I've already driven the Coyote truck about 200 miles. And what else did I drive? I don't know what else I drove. Well, I drove that Mavericks. Yes. For me to do, 1,200 miles in a week, easy, 1,500 miles in some other weeks. So I rack up the miles. And then you start talking about me driving to Tennessee and Florida, and Jesus Christ, even gets more radical. You know what I'm going to do? There's a row of farms up here. I've been going by there a lot. Plus I go by the parts store and get some things here. And just incredible how this area up here Used to just be the country area, and now it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And I know that, you know, these were projects that years ago had to be approved and slated, but it's just incredible on how the building's just incredible. I mean, in this country, even though, yeah, I know the housing market's supposedly slowing down, and, you know, the list goes on and on and on, but I get all that, but at the same time, I don't know. Why does everybody just think that the lights are going to turn off? I don't get that. It's not going to happen. I mean, the lights are not going to turn off in the country. I mean, there's going to be adjustments, but the constant YouTubers are the gloom and doom. I mean, I can't. I mean, in all sincerity, I can't watch them. It's just the same message day in, day out. I mean, at what point you're like, I know your conversation's going to be, it's about the doom and gloom, right? So, all right, let's go to rural farms. How the hell did I get into it? Isn't that interesting? So if that there, look at all Tesla station. There's all Tesla. Where's all Tesla cars getting charged? Right? I mean, sincerely, where are all the Teslas to be charged? Yeah, right. I'll turn off the blinker. I'm about to drive you nuts. I've heard my video when I have the blinker on. It's like, click, tick, 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 tick. Turn that off, David. Turn that off. Turn that off. Yep, here we go the U-turn. And the fire lane guy, does he see me? He sees me because I'm in this big-ass Bronco Braptor, right? Yeah. It's funny, Ford Motor Company, I posted the Bronco forum, my new Braptor, and Ford Motor Company responded, and they just a generic response, you know that. Hey, congrats on your Raptor, and the wait, you know, thanks for the wait or whatever. The wait's finally over or something. I agree. Right here, here it is. It's packed, right? Packed. Yeah. So what's the price here? $589, all high threes. Oh, you can get down here. Cool. So yeah, they were like congratulating me for waiting so long for my Raptor. I'm thinking, well, you definitely didn't read my post, because I didn't wait that long for a Raptor. I got a Raptor rather quickly. All right, let me go in here and cause some trouble. How about that, right? Wonder if we got any more stickers, right? Do I need another sticker? Hey, what a change of scenery. It is nice. Back out in the country. Get out of that damn city life. Incredible how many people want to get out of the city life. Wonder why. Yeah, here's a story. I'm looking at my been eating rural farms chicken. Probably have it all over my mustache and beard. My daughter and I were laughing. Yeah, just laughing at me. We watched a golf tournament. I'm going to get to that other conversation in a second. I just thought of something. We were watching the my dad's church golf tournament back in April when we were down there in spring break with the kid, and I didn't have a beard or mustache, and my kids laughing how goofy I look. Like, gee, thanks. Without my mustache and beard. So, anyways, that's a funny video if you watch it. It's back in spring where I went down to Florida with my daughter. We went golfing for my dad's charity for the church, for the youth ministry group. And my dad's 90 years old, so it was pretty entertaining, at least was to me. You gotta watch it. So you can see how great a golfer I am. Yeah, right. Anyway, so here's the thing. You know, every day I get in my office and I do my videos, and I gotta get the business going. And I noticed this morning on my banking account, you know, I have different bank accounts and all, and I check on them. And this morning, I just happened to notice that there was this $1,550 deduction from a Donald Goldman. And I'm just like, who the hell is that? And so then it says WPY in front of Donald Goldman. And so the WPY stands for a third-party company that pays and pays bills. We Pay is what it's called. So my God, you know, here, look at this here. Yeah, it's all supposed to go electric. Just for the record, John Deere is working on electric vehicles to do this type of operation, and farmers are like, yeah, right. Yeah, good luck on that venture, but it's happening. So anyway, so then I got to send a email to this WPY. I mean, you can't get a hold of them, and so now it's just like, oh, who the hell's done what? I have no idea. Why is an attorney in Florida? I mean, that's what I figured out. It actually ended up being an attorney in Florida. The way I figured that out is it's the WePay. I put an email into them. So you can't talk to them over the phone, but they did respond to my case, and they gave me information to call the lawyer in Florida. So I called the lawyer in Florida, and this lawyer in Florida, he's, it doesn't sound like he's a very big operation. He's like, I have no idea. They're looking at their books. Who knows? I mean, anymore in this world, who knows? But it's right down there where I have other residents in Florida, the Oldsmar, Florida area. So it's St. Lucie or whatever. And so I'm just like, this makes no sense. So they did great research, and they even called me back and said, look, we have no record of us taking $1,550 out of your checking account or using your debit card. It came off my debit card. So it wasn't my check, it was a debit card. So they were like, you better call your bank. And then he's like, I'm suspicious why somebody's using my name and collecting money. So I have no idea. So now I just called my bank, and I just reported a fraudulent charge with the lawyer's name's firm. But he told me to, definitely get that reversed, because we have nothing to do with it. We didn't collect any money, but who the hell really knows? I have no idea. Today's world, do they play the game and that they, I have no idea. Meaning, if I never called them, would they have ever said anything? You have to think of that angle too. And I'm sure their angle could be too, is I'm calling to try to get them to give me money that I never gave them. There's so many variables and how you can look at this. Anyways, I just called my bank, and Bank of America, and I just had them reverse the charges, and they're gonna decline. Now they've ripped up the card, so that card no longer is usable. You have no idea. This is now just like the second time. I had a few years back, China tried to clean out my account. I am not lying. I caught it right at the last second. I happened to notice one of my accounts had a 95-cent charge for like a book purchase. And then the next day, I had like a $2.25 charge for a book purchase. Well, that's the way they hack your account. They get the bank to be comfortable with these little transactions. Then they go for the big clean out. And I literally caught that right before it happened. Even the bank was like, "Oh my gosh, you have no idea how you just literally saved your checking account from being, drained." I mean, it's big. Anybody out there anymore? It is. The fraud is massive. It's massive. And the problem is, all these computers remember all this information. Yeah, I mean, so you got to store it. They claim they don't remember this information. Yeah, right. It's abundant of how many your card can be used, because they take the information, they're supposed to throw it away. The list goes on and on and on and on. So yeah, wow. All right, I saw snow flurries earlier. So we're gonna kind of wrap it up on the Braptor Day, and definitely gonna hit my mark. I gotta get motivated to get diesel fuel, and because I need diesel fuel to heat my shop, because it's starting to get so cold. I really want to do the brake. I want to do this brake controllers. I don't have the Bronco set up for the tow. Yeah, my dealer's tow with that truck. It's rated towing capabilities, even though they changed out the suspension. I don't believe that. I just can't believe it. A modified suspension on that truck, you could still tow 10,000 pounds of that truck. I don't know. They're saying yeah. I'm saying no. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I would tow my motorcycle trailer. That's going to be 3,500 to 4,000 pounds. I think that'll handle. I'm not worried about that. But to hear them say, oh yeah, if it has 11,000, they're saying it has 11,000 pound tow capacity. Yeah, and you can use it for that. I'm thinking, wow, no way. I mean, that's borderline. That car hauler up sitting on my property. Wait, that's borderline. They're saying you can pull with that thing. I wouldn't do that thing. No way. I'd be doing a wheelie. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. I'd be doing a wheelie. Because the suspension's so taut, it's, you know, it's just going to, yeah, right. The Cooney time coming in here to the train station. So it's slowly kind of filling back up. I mean, that train station there that takes everybody to DC. That thing is that parking lot is stayed so empty. I mean, for the most part, that parking lot has looked like that, just empty. Yeah, the virus, the pandemicness. Yeah, we got a virus, all right. Yikes. And it's not the one that's in your body. It's the one when you go to the store and you see how sick you feel when you start buying stuff. Has anybody figured that one out yet? I feel sick today. Why? Because I went car shopping, gasoline price shopping, and to the store shopping. Yeah, there you go, right? All right, everybody. Let's call it a hit, a day, whatever. Just another video. I like to talk. You guys like to talk? See, when you ride around by yourself all day long, see what happens to you? That's what happens to you. You just start talking to yourself. Can you picture years ago, you drove by me, you see this guy in the truck, you know, just talking to himself? And now the guy's got a YouTube channel. And 40 years ago, you go by, that guy's a strange individual, man. All right, God bless. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll pop some more videos in. Who the heck knows?